It's day 13 of Black History Month. Today we'll be focused on Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yes, we'll be talking about the Little Rock Nine. Now, the last couple days we spoke about the Greensboro Four of 1960, the Freedom Riders in 1961, but now we're going to go a few years back to 1957 and talk about the Little Rock Nine from Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, to understand Little Rock Nine, we have to look back to 1954's Brown v. Board of Education, which legislation was passed by the Supreme Court and ruled that separate but equal was unjust and demanded that schools be integrated. Even though this legislation passed, it did not mean that, everything was gung-ho, so everybody could just go to any school that they wanted to, right? You had people like the governor of Arkansas who was not fond of the idea of his white schools being integrated. So the focal point became a school called Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. In comes a woman named Daisy Bates. Daisy Bates, who was a journalist and from Little Rock, Arkansas, and fought for civil rights, decided she was going to find 10 students who were willing to integrate Central High School. So she found those 10 students and she prepared them like, look, y'all going to go to this school. There's going to be a lot of pushback. I need you guys to be ready. Similar to the sit-ins from the Greensboro Four, similar to the Freedom Riders, it started with these kids. Yeah, prior to both of those situations, there were these kids, these high schoolers. Like, y'all going to get together and we going to put y'all in this school and we're going to break some color barriers. Now, there were initially 10 people, but one of the girls had to drop out after missing a meeting where they congregated about how they were all going to get together and commute to school so that it could lessen the blow of all the racial slurs they were going to face, the threats of violence, things being thrown at them by grown-ass white adults, might I add. You feel me? And she had to commute to school on her own, and it was so bad that she decided to go back to her segregated school. So that's how the 10 became the 9. And the Little Rock 9 went to the school. The National Guard of Arkansas was called in to deny them entry. That's how bad it was. The threats of violence grew stronger and stronger. The President Eisenhower, this is how bad it got, had to call in 500 Army members to go down to the school to help commute those kids into the school and protect them from violence from grown-ass adults. And when they were finally in the school, they were met with more heckling and violent threats from the kids. One of the girls responded and fought back. She was then expelled for fighting back, and kids were walking around with buttons that said 1 down, 8 more to go. That didn't stop them. Ernest Green became the first black kid to graduate high school from an integrated school. First black kid to do so. Without them, we would not have freedom of choice now. Know your history, people.